the Dr. James J.C. Cooley Show. It's your life. That's right. It's your life with Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Yeah. Dr. James J.C. Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life. Yeah. Let's go. It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. James J.C. Cooley. All right.
Dr. Renee Street Toppin, founder of Black Women Who Want More. At Black Women Who Want More, we are proud listeners and dedicated fans of It's Your Life with Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Are you ready for more out of your life? Join us at Black Women Who Want More Academy, where women of color boldly pursue excellence as public speakers, authors, leaders, and entrepreneurs. This is your life. This is your moment. Today is the day you begin the journey toward your dreams at bwwmacademy.com. Well, welcome to the Dr. James J.C. Cooley Show, and it's your life. I'm Dr. Renee Street Toppin, your temporary host for the rest of the week until His Royal Highness. Yes, it's official. Can we get that hand clap and that drum roll? It's official. Dr. James J.C. Cooley has been installed as a new development king in Ghana, and we are so excited. Give him a shout out, give him a congratulations in the chat. If you are a loyal listener, let him know we are so proud of him and so excited for Dr. James J.C. Cooley and his queen mother, Dr. Michelle Cooley. Come on, let's clap it up, clap it up. It is huge, it is awesome, and we are so happy that it's happening during Black History Month.
Yes.
We cannot wait for him to get back and tell us all about it. And I'm so honored to be here while he is still in Ghana, and we cannot wait to interview him about his experience as the new king of Ghana, the the Agoni Quasichrome Kingdom. I got it. Don't tell me I didn't get it. Agoni Quasichrome Kingdom. And so we are anxious to hear all about that. But in the meantime, you're going to want to tell some people who are mothers, grandmothers, single parents, single moms, single fathers, couples struggling with school-age children. Today, the theme of this show is from inner city to Ivy League. Somebody say it with me. From inner city to Ivy League. It's our official parenting show for Black History Month with our parenting expert, Dr. India Archie. Yes, I'm going to call her doctor because on May the 23rd, she will be receiving her honorary doctorate in Christian leadership and business from one of our sponsors, Viridian Christian University. Vision, commitment, and unity, VCU. So we are so excited. Give India a big, big hand clap and congratulations to that, Dr. India Archie. Let me give you all the details about our guest today. And you are going to want to know how she got her youngest daughter through Harvard University. Harvard University. Come on, somebody. I'm talking about qualified, set aside, bona fide graduate of Harvard University. 70% of Black women are single mothers, and 72 to 75% of Black children are born out of wedlock. So we are talking about issues that are specific to our community because it is Black History Month. Can I get an amen? And so India Archie, a specialty in parenting. She is African-American woman who successfully raised two daughters, and they are both extremely successful, and we want to know how she did it. India Archie is a phenomenal single mother of two daughters, a 21-year veteran of the New York Police Department, where she served bravely and boldly until her retirement in 2016. Officer Archie spent 5 of those years as a truant intake specialist and her last 2 years as the school crossing guard supervisor. Her passion is mentoring teens and young adults. India's parenting philosophy is that in order to maximize the life lessons that she gives to the upcoming generation, parents must maintain an active role in every aspect of their child's life. Soon to be Dr. India Archie, she served as the National Executive Director and COO of BWWWM for 8 years, as a certified parenting coach of BWWWM Academy. After leaving BWWWM, she started her own parenting life coaching business, the India Archie Experience. In 2022, she published her first journal, Conversations with Myself. We want to get a copy of that. So make sure you stay and find out how to get a copy of her journal, Conversations with Myself. It is available on Amazon, and we're going to give you some more details. She is the recipient of the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award from the White House, signed by former President Joseph Biden and former Vice President Kamala Harris. She is in the process of creating a mentorship program for teen girls and a series of books and a parenting podcast. So stay tuned for that. She will be the recipient of an honorary doctorate on May the 23rd of this year from one of our sponsors, Viridian Christian University. Originally from New York, she now resides in Atlanta, where she continues to live out her purpose as an entrepreneur, a speaker, an author, and a law enforcement thought leader. Let's welcome New York undercover India Archie, parenting expert. Bring her to the stage. We are so excited to have you here today. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Good. This is going to be so good. We have some of the most amazing conversations about everything. You know how you have that friend, that intellectual friend, that mind partner that you could just, well, this is what I think. You could talk about everything from politics, right? To people, right? To perfume. And so India Archie has been that friend for the last like 8 to 10 years, a really, really, really long time. And so we are so happy to have you here today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You
Thank
ready
you
to
so much.
get into it?
I am. Let's go. How you doing?
Hey, okay. I know you're gonna bring it, bring it, fire. Because we have some fiery conversations. You have some fiery opinions, staying 10 toes down on your
Yes.
parenting philosophy. I know that
Mm.
you do. So let's go ahead and get it started. Now, we titled this show From Inner City to Ivy League. And you know that Princess Zaria, your youngest, and Zaire, they are my daughter's role models. I talked about to my 25-year-old Zaria, and Zaria kind of mentored Chandler, and Chandler ended
Mhm.
up going to Spelman. But I just always use your girls as an example for my
Mhm.
daughter
Mhm.
because they have achieved such phenomenal success. But you are the backbone of that. You
Mhm.
God first, and then
Absolutely.
God giving them you as a mom, which is such an amazing blessing. And you just having the mindset, the foresight, the foresight to say, no matter what our circumstances are, whether I'm a single mom, whether we're in the inner city, I am going to create a life for you. And if you walk that path, you're going to be successful. And you created the path and they walked it out, and we need some advice about that. All right. So, my
Yeah.
first
Yes.
question is from inner city to Ivy League.
Mhm.
In your personal parenting experience as a single mother in the inner city, now I made up this question. This I made this one up because I wanted us to go deep.
Uh.
I wanted us to
Uh-oh.
start deep, right? Your personal parenting experience as a single mother in the inner city. At what point did you realize, India, that you had to do something different for your child other than what was being offered by the public school system? When did you know that this is not going to get my child to where I want her to be? It's not going to offer her the options and the opportunities. That's, we talk about Dr. Cooley's mentorship program, and it's called Options and Opportunities, the Choice Program. How did you create more choices for your children?
Well, you have to seek them out. You have to seek them out. Well, let me go back. My oldest daughter got left back in the second grade. That was my aha moment, as Oprah says. That was my wake up call. Because in second grade, they're babies. Whose fault was that? Was that hers? So if your child is getting left back in those young grades, it's not because your child is slow or there's something wrong. You, mommy, you, daddy, weren't paying attention. That was me.
You take responsibility for her being
Total responsibility. I wasn't paying attention. Me and their father broke up, and I was in a whirlwind. My head was spinning. Plus, I had this job, this hard job that I'm dealing with, being a New York City police officer, dealing with some racism, real talk. And I was just focused on that. And my money was tight. We weren't making great money then as police officers, as a rookie officer. And so when she got left back, I didn't know until she got the report card. And I was like, what the? I cried.
you
I
had to get
literally,
with the homework and all of
I,
that.
I cried because I felt like, well, there was the other part that I don't remember getting any letters or anything from the teacher saying she was having a hard time. But at the end of the day, that's not her child. That's my child. So what was going on? I wasn't paying attention. I cried, in the second grade, she didn't know anything. She was just like, okay, I'll do it again. Like, whatever, it's school. But for me, I knew what it meant. And it kind of stayed with me. And they're 5 years apart. So when my oldest was in second grade, the youngest wasn't, in school yet. And I just kind of went through life. And then when the youngest started going to elementary school, I knew that there was something, she just loved learning. She loved learning and she was really smart. And at 9 years old, she was having these adult conversations. And so when the opportunity came for her to go to the magnet school, I jumped on it because I knew that her mentality and her personality was not going to work in my local zone school. And if you know, most zone schools in the inner city are not the best, right? They're not the best served. They don't have the best equipment. They're overcrowded. The teachers are overwhelmed. And to be honest, even though I lived on Staten Island, which in New York, they feel like you're no longer in the inner city, excuse me. Yeah, they have an inner city area also, you know? And I knew she was not going to work there. And it happened to be a magnet school. One of them, well, a list of schools, but one of them was in the confines of my precinct. And I was like, oh no, we're gonna apply for this school. And that's what we did. She was playing an instrument like the clarinet or something, and she went auditioned for music. And sometimes you just got to put everything else aside. Nothing else is important. The partying, the hanging out, the bars or whatever. Although I wasn't really big on that, because I had a family, but still, you have to put all of that aside and decide what's in the best interest of your children. So if that means you got to move, if that means you got to get a second job, whatever. My next step, if she didn't get into that school, I was going to move into the area where the good schools were. The choice that I had.
Wow. And I ended up being a single mother as well. And my daughter was in a friend school, a private school, like, the Obamas, like the Sidwell Friends, like that.
Okay.
But when I got a divorce, we couldn't afford that anymore. And the culture shock of her having to go to a public school from that environment was horrible. So her dad, my ex, and I had to figure something out. We had to send her to school using his office address because his office was downtown. And that's where the best public school in the city was downtown. And so we had to maneuver. And I'm like, my daughter can't go to this school where I live. She cannot go to this school because we started her off, at this culture, this level of education. And now we're sending her to a school where they're asking me for toilet paper and paper towels and they're asking me for, money for school supplies.
Right.
And so it does make a difference. And we do have to adjust. 70% of African American women are single moms. Think of how many mothers are going through this right now. And they need options. They do need options and opportunities and choices. And that's why we are avid supporters of the Dr. James J.C. Cooley Options and Opportunities, the Choice Program, because our choices are so limited, India. Our choices are so limited. And we want to hear from some single moms. If you need coaching, if you need to talk to Dr. Archie, if you want a discovery call, do something. You're hearing this show for a reason, and we're going to give you her information at the end. We need to go to break. That one question, we need to go to break. But this is going to be such a good show because if you're a grandmother out there and you have children, your children are struggling in school, even you have high school children, and we're going to talk about truancy. And we're going to talk about the dropout rate in the inner city public schools when we come back. Listen, don't you go anywhere. Tell a single mom and tell some parents who want options and opportunities for their kids to tune in. And we'll be right back. I'm Dr. Renee Street Toppin, sitting in Dr. James J.C. Cooley. It's Your Life program. Don't you go anywhere. We need to change a child's life today. We'll be right back.
The future is here. Now is the time to pursue the greatness in you. Welcome to Viridian Christian University, where faith meets future. We are a fully accredited, 100% online Christian university. We offer bachelor's degree, master's and doctorate degree programs built for students like you. affordable tuitions, 30-plus degree programs, 100% online and flexible, integrating faith with learning. Study from anywhere at your pace. At VCU, we do not just prepare you for a degree. We prepare you for purpose. Discover who you are, grow in faith, and build a future that impacts the world.
Are you ready to start your journey today?
Visit www.viridianchristianuniversity.com.
Apply today and be among the global leaders.
Are y'all ready? It's about that time for the It's Your Life show. Dr. James J.C. Cooley. That's right. It's your life. Cooley.
The Speaker, Leader, Author Boss program is the #1 certification program for women of color. Speak confidently, write effectively, lead passionately, and earn consistently. This program offers you community and opportunity. It's not just a course, it's a calling. Step into your purpose with Black women who want more. Finishing this course is just the beginning. Opportunities and open doors are available upon completion. Don't wait. Sign up now and start to walk in your purpose and elevate your life to the next level.
And welcome back to the Dr. James J.C. Cooley Show. It's Your Life. I'm sitting in for His Royal Highness, and it's official. We're going to say that every time we come back because we're so excited. We're sitting in for His Majesty the King, Anufo Kitu, a.k.a. right, Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Congratulations to him and his queen, Dr. Michelle Cooley. We are so excited. Can't wait for you to get back on the show. Can't wait to watch your show and hear all about your installment. If you'd like to be a sponsor of this show, you can contact us here at the Dr. James J.C. Cooley It's Your Life show, where we have opportunities for sponsors, and we would love to promote your business on 80 plus platforms here at the It's Your Life Dr. James J.C. Cooley Show. Listen, I cannot wait to get back to our special guest today, Dr. India Archie. She is a parenting coach, a certified parenting coach, a parenting specialist, and she has receipts. Her receipts are Zaire and Zaria receipts. Her children are extremely successful. And with 70% of Black women being head of household, we need to afford our children every single option. I mean, we need to stick and move. We need to find loopholes. We need to stick and move. She said, if you have to move. Your children are worth it. So our next question for you, Dr. Archie, is as a former truancy officer in New York City, With the current dropout rate, now I know in the city of Philadelphia where I'm from, it's about 55%.
Mhm.
What does a 16-year-old or 17-year-old do when they drop out of high school? And I was talking to Dr.
Hmm.
Angela, and she's a member of our board. She said they decide that they're going to drop out as early as second grade. And that blew me away. And Dr. Angela has a PhD in education, earned PhD in education, and that's her specialty. And she says that dropout mentality starts early. So my question to you is, what advice do you have for parents trying to keep their children from falling through the cracks in the system? As a truancy officer, what did you see? And how can parents whose kids don't like school, maybe are not going to school, skipping school, what can we do to save our children and put them back on the right track?
Ooh. Well, what we can do is, first of all, you have to be engaged as a parent. I mean, engaged in a way that your parents probably were never engaged in, right? That's something different. Um, it all starts with a mindset, right? Parenting is about the parent more than it is about the child. So the mindset of the parent, and we know we have children who fall through the cracks, right? There are law enforcement officers who have a child who may not be on the right path. So we know there are, circumstances, but we're talking about for the average household, you really have to be engaged and you have to have expectations of your children. You can't just say, well, if you want to go to school, if you want to, let me admit that I did not finish, right? College. But I was telling them, you have to go to college, you have to go to school. And here's why: options. You have to have real life conversations with them. Your options are better the higher you go with your education. So when you're standing next to someone in the line for a job, it's also about your words and how you use it and how you make them feel while you're using it. So for instance, I never say who you're standing next to. It's who's standing next to you, right? So when someone is standing next to you for that job, you want to make sure that you are the most qualified. And if you did not take that job, it's because you chose not to, not because they thought someone else is better. Now, we know that's not always how it works, but in the raising of a child, that's how you want them to think. So your mindset also needs to be that way, right? And I know we have a lot going on as single mothers. We have, work, you have probably the other parent that you're co parenting with, or sometimes not, and it's all on you. But your focus has to be on the child. Sometimes I know when I was in high school, I was bored. And I told my mother, Mom, if you don't get me out of this school, I am going to drop out. That was my personal experience. What did my mother do? She took me out of that school and I went to an alternative school. I knew the school I wanted to go to. I gave her all the information. The same thing. So now when I have my child here who is really smart as a whip, the education level, the things that they were teaching her, she was bored with the regular public school. I had to find something that was going to motivate her, that was going to challenge her intellect. And you'd be surprised how many of our children are like that. They are bored with the curriculum. You need to find out what it is.
Latoya Simmons has a question. She says, Miss
Mhm.
India, as single mothers who often carry the full weight of parenting alone, how do we balance being a strong super mama for our children while still making space for our own healing, growth, and rest? As a mother of four, I've had to be everything at once: protect, provide, nurture. Love your insight on how we sustain ourselves without burning out.
That's a great question. And here's the thing: I learned how to make time for myself Once again, if you have a 2-year-old, you can't have this conversation, right? But if you have older children, here's the one tidbit that literally changed my life. You won't believe how simple it is. I had a conversation with my daughters, and I said, listen, when I come in the house, I need 30 minutes. It's not that I don't love you. It's not that I don't want to be with you, but I need 30 minutes to get the stank off. I need 30 minutes to get the world off. I'm just coming from work as a police officer. I done had, you know, tussles, fights, yelling, screaming at me, dealing with the supervisors, dealing with the public, and dealing with that traffic back to Staten Island. Okay? I need 30 minutes, and when I come out, I am all yours. They totally got it. They understood it. I would come in the house, I would go to my room, close the door, whatever I needed for the day. Sometimes it was a shower. Sometimes I needed to make a couple of phone calls. There may be a time I just wanted to watch the news or lay down and take a nap. When I came out of that room, and sometimes I overslept, I would sleep like an hour, hour and a half. But when I came out, I was totally engaged. Okay, what's going on today? What happened? And I am focused on my girls. I am focused. What happened today? What was going on? What did you learn? Did you eat? Let me see your book bag. Preface on let me see your book bag. There's no privacy. You don't pay any bills. Let me see your book bag. Let me see what's going on. And if it's something I didn't understand, which happens sometimes, my daughter's already would say, the teacher said A, B, C. Okay, I'd write a note. And I would write notes so often that she had a teacher that thought I was a stay-at-home mom. Yeah. In the meantime, I was the truancy officer across the street from the school, right? So we know there's a lot of weight. You have to take that time literally every single day. So I'm paying attention so I could see the mood swings. I could see when there's a different attitude. I could tell, and you know your children, I could tell when they say, Mom, this teacher right here is a problem for me. Oh, I know the teacher's a problem. Now I need to investigate. If I have to be late for work, I have to take a day off. That's what's going to happen.
Right. So I would encourage anyone who would like a discovery call and maybe a counseling session with Dr. Archie to just type discovery section in the chat. Just type that. And so if you miss the information, we can go back to the chat and get you that information because we know exactly what you want, exactly what you need. Dr. India, did you see a pattern in the children that were truant? The children that you actually had to, I don't know if you call it arrest or take in or intake, did you see a pattern in their home life, in their attitude? What was the common denominator of those children that were cutting school, or was there a common denominator?
Well, there are different factors for different children. But I would say that saying of the apple doesn't fall far from the tree is so true. That's when I discovered, like, wow. So when the child comes in and she's yelling and she's screaming, and then the parent shows up, I go, oh, okay. Trust and believe your child has your attitude. So whatever you present in the home, that's what they present outside. I don't know if you've heard of this, but I know how I was raised. My mother used to always say, how you act in this house is how you better act outside. Right? Because you represent me. But I think a lot of children, they don't get that. They don't get that teaching, right? So what I noticed is, and just to be honest, a lot of Black parents, and I understand that some moms have jobs that they just cannot leave. They cannot come pick up their child. They cannot miss an hour. They can't get fired or lose their job behind this. But that issue, that financial problem, is going to escalate if you don't make a choice about how you parent your child, how much attention you pay to them. If the job always comes first, meaning you have to find another job, right? I want to say a city job, a state job, a federal job is the best. It may not be the best paid for your career in your profession. You know, you get paid better in the private sector. But if you want, you know, steady days off, you need the holidays off, you just got to make a choice, because now it's not about you. It's not about you first. And what I've noticed is that with us, Black parents, you got a lot of, I'm not coming. I don't know what y'all gonna do. What y'all gonna do? Because I'm not coming to pick them up. Whereas we had a segment of the precinct that was Russian. The Russian parents, oh my God, I'm coming, I'm coming. Now, when they get there, they're upset to find out the only reason why they're there is because their child was late or their child was cutting. But they showed up. More than 90% of the time, they would show up.
So did you find that a lot of the children that were truant and their parents had given up on them? And their parents really didn't care if they went to school or not, or school was just babysitting for them? Or it's like, I don't care what you do. You're 15 and I can't wait till you get out of this house anyway. You know, was it kind of a I throw up my hands on this child attitude that you saw with the ones that were truant?
Well, not all of them. There was some extreme cases like that, where the kids who had to be, there were children who had to be arrested. Like if you're being loud and boisterous, you're being disorderly in public, you got to go to the precinct. You can't stay here, right? Those children, yes, because those are the parents who are, not only are they not showing up, some of them don't even answer the phone.
Wow.
Right? So
Wow.
I don't really know what was happening, because we also had a social worker at the Truancy Center. So I don't know what was going on with those parents. You have some kids who were just late. You have others who were chronically late. And then you did have a couple who were going late because they felt like they were being bullied. They were being bullied by gang members. And then we had to address that.
Right. So a lot of these children probably had a sense of abandonment. Like, my parents don't care, so I don't care. And I don't care what you think, Miss Police Officer, because nobody cares about me. So I don't even care about myself or anybody else. Listen, we have to go to break. We're going to come back because we are going to save a child today. Somebody's grandmother is hearing this. Somebody's mother is hearing this. And you're going to find out that your child doesn't think you care, so they don't care. We got to fix this. We'll be right back with Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and it's your life. Not only is it your life, but it's also your legacy. Let's help these children. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley from the United States of America, and I am here to just say, first of all, I'm so happy and honored to be in the Coffee Book 2023. Unified Brain Z and the other organizations, thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this collection.
create, collaborate, commit. When you commit to something, if I say, Brad, are you gonna do that? What you gonna say? Yes. Or if I say, Brad, you gonna do that? Yeah. That's not total commitment, because when you commit, you gotta commit with confidence. Confidence that you can do it. Confidence that you can grow this program. Confidence that we can save lives. Confidence that we can create opportunities to make our communities, we make people's lives just coming back in the system, to make lives that are people that are in high school and in communities and juvenile and this. We got to educate them, because the main thing that we want to build out of all of this with opportunities, we utilize the 4 C's: create, collaborate, commit with what? Commit with what? Commit with what? And everything that you do is all about committing with confidence.
The Speaker, Leader, Author Boss program is the #1 certification program for women of color. Speak confidently, write effectively, lead passionately, and earn consistently. This program offers you community and opportunity. It's not just a course, it's a calling. Step into your purpose with Black women who want more. Finishing this course is just the beginning. Opportunities and open doors are available upon completion. Don't wait. Sign up now and start to walk in your purpose and elevate your life to the next level.
Well, welcome back to the Dr. James J.C. Cooley Show, and It's Your Life. We're here with Dr. India Archie, a parenting specialist. If you are having trouble with your children or you need someone to talk to, we encourage you to book a discovery call. And let me say that it's free. Yes, free, a free discovery call, so you can find out if her counseling program can help you on this journey of motherhood, particularly single mothers with school-age children or grandchildren. You definitely want to talk to Dr. India Archie. Welcome back, Dr. Archie. This is so good. And we're almost out of time. Can you believe?
Oh, wow.
We are almost out of time. Come on. So let's get in another question. What do you believe is the biggest challenge facing single mothers of school-age children today?
Lack of support system.
Yep, I agree.
Lack of support system. I want to say I had a support system, but it was small. I think my support system wasn't as large as maybe when my mother, had us. When my mother was working and I was young, I had my grandmother to go to, right? And then I had my dad to go to because they were split. But when me and my girl's dad split up, we had his mother. And for a time, talking about making the hard decisions, for a time, about 2 years, when my mother went to go stay with one of my sisters in Detroit, she was my babysitter. And I was no longer in that space where, I could just ask Miss So-and-so down the street or next door. I didn't trust anybody with my kids. So what did I have to do? I had to call their dad and speak to their dad and mom and say, listen, this is the case. I'm going to have them go over there full time until I can figure it out. And for 2 years, they lived full time with their dad. And I know a lot of times we don't want to make those type of decisions as single moms. I could take care of my child and I could do this, but sometimes you need help. And that was my support system. Even when I got them back, my youngest, she was so young, and where I lived, she couldn't travel on her own. So my coworkers, my officer friends became my village. And so when I got stuck at the precinct, I had an arrest, they would take her home to the officers who also lived on Staten Island, right? They would see her home. So you have to find a support system of people who are going to help you when you can't be there.
Yes, that is awesome. That is huge. I remember when my daughter was in school with her cousin, they're about 3 years apart. There was an after school program that they would go to. So the after school program was so valuable, helping with the homework. And so you definitely need a village, and you have to look into resources. And it helps to have a church family. Most of us were raised in the church, and we had a church family. Our village
Mhm,
was huge. Both sets of grandparents were alive. When Chandler was young, there was my cousin to watch her. There was my niece around the corner. There was my dad and his wife across the bridge. And then I had
mhm,
a good relationship with her father. We co parented well, and that helps. But if you
mhm.
don't have a good co-parenting relationship, sometimes it's difficult. You do need a church family. You do need extended family to help. And a lot of that goes to putting down your pride, forgiveness, developing a working relationship with extended family, family that's in the best interest of your child. And I know, even with family, you can't trust your child with everybody.
Right,
You have to have at least 4 or 5 people that can support you. Uh,
right.
my next question is, your daughter went to Harvard. She also attended a predominantly white boarding school. Did she experience racism? That's the first part of the question. And part B is, how did you keep her ethnically grounded during that experience? Because I know that you are very ethnocentric and you are very power to the people, and don't forget where you came from. But you sent her to the bougiest of the bougiest of the one percenters, school with children of prime ministers and kings and dynasties and DuPonts and Rothschilds and
Absolutely,
but
absolutely.
Joe, don't you forget how to play spades. And
Okay,
don't you
okay.
be putting no raisins in my potato salad.
Honey child. Let me tell you, it was, but here was the thing. What was the bottom line? The bottom line is that she's smart as a whip. No lie. No, everyone says their child is. I really feel like she's a genius. And the top schools in New York, the high schools, she got accepted to one, of course, but it would not have done her justice. So when the opportunity came to send her to prep for prep, and some of you around the country, there's also a program called the ABC program. It is similar to that, right? Where they prepare minority children for boarding school. And that is a whole holistic training. It's not just about the curriculum, it's about the socialization. It's about things that we don't know about. It's about what type of shoes do you wear when you get on the boat? That's a true story. Okay. It's about what type of pants do you wear when you go to certain outings. And so that program prepared them for that, things that I did not know. And so when you are signing your children up for programs like that, you have to literally let go and allow the program to work the way it's supposed to work. Now, of course, I had a lot of questions. I was hesitant. You want to take my baby? And the thing is, the way her birthday falls, she is always the youngest. So when everyone was 14 years old going into high school, she was 13, right? So she literally has been independent and on her own since 13 years old.
She went to
And
boarding academy
but
at 13.
she went to boarding school, the prep for prep. She went to boarding school, and then from that was Milton Academy in Massachusetts. From there, Then she went to Harvard. And so after that, she was grown. She was an adult out on her own. And I was always wondering that. So when she would come home for the summer, I would ask a lot of questions. There is a little trade off. The opportunities, though, to giving her that type of education, I could not give to her, right? Which is why I allowed her to go into the program. The little trade off was that there would be some of me, my imprint that I had on my oldest child that my youngest child doesn't have because she's not in my house day in and day out, right? But then there are many other things about the world and other cultures that I did not know and I couldn't teach her that she had to learn from school.
Right.
Right? It's a
Right.
balance, it's a trade-off.
Right. And she got on the path to Harvard, and I've known you for so long. I remember the day she got in. I remember the day she was accepted. And I'm like, wow, wow, wow. How does it make you feel when you hear certain groups talk about DEI? And when you hear somebody say, we don't have the brain processing power to get into a Harvard or a Princeton. Did Zaria ever feel that she was judged as less than, because not qualified because of the color of her skin? This whole DEI conversation is kind of new. But
Yeah.
was she ever treated like, you really don't belong here and you got here because somebody pulled your name out of the black hat? Or because
Well, let me tell you, that's when I found out how much like me she is. Someone challenged her one day. I can't remember the whole conversation about being in one of the clubs, and they felt like she didn't really belong in that club. So she ran for president and took over the club. How?
and
Okay.
I do remember her being on the step team, and I do remember she brought a lot of her culture to Harvard, because I remember
Absolutely.
the step
Absolutely.
team and the dance team and it was
Absolutely.
amazing to see.
Yeah. And you know what though? But there were other black kids who were there before her, and they're just as smart. And there was there's this clip going around social media right now of the old Jenny show where she is talking to racists and she is telling them, if you want to be racist, be a true racist and don't use anything that black people have invented. And she started rattling off the list. So I still say that now, if that same conversation is relevant now. So it's not DEI. You want to talk about DEI? Ask your mother how she got her job. I'm sorry. Right? Because white women have really benefited from DEI because they're women, right? So if you want to talk about DEI, ask your mother how she got her job. And you know she's not highly skilled or educated. Ask her. Come on now. Sorry. Don't. I'm going to chill.
Well, we're running out of time anyway, so yeah. As I clutch my pearls, we have pearl clutching going on over here. But the truth. And as we wind down, I want you to tell people how they can get in touch with you. Listen, Dr. Archie is available for consultation and free discovery calls. And this is her information going across the bottom of the screen, right? And
Yes.
also, I want to tell you about her book called Conversations with Myself. Conversations with Myself is a journal. I would definitely get that book and use that book to have conversations with yourself, even about your parenting, to have conversations with yourself that are going to lead you into productive conversations with your children, because your children really at the end of the day are people who have issues, right? They have trauma, maybe the abandonment of their father, since we did say that 70% of Black children are being raised in single family households. Have you ever asked your child how they felt about not being with their father? Have you ever asked your child about how they feel about how much you work? Do they feel like they're getting enough time? Do they feel like they're getting enough attention? What can you do better? And I recently asked my daughter, what could I have done better as a mother? What can I do better now? What could I have done differently? Right? Because I want to acknowledge the parenting mistakes that I made, and I don't want her to feel like I thought I was perfect and I was perfect and you did this wrong and that wrong, because sometimes our expectations are up here, but we aren't giving them the courtesy of the conversations that they need.
Right.
So I wanted to ask you a question about morality, but we don't have time. But when you come back on, we get ready to end the show, but when you come back on, I want to talk about, how do you teach your child morals and or a spiritual belief system in a time where society is teaching them anything goes, love who you love, and do without wilt. I really, really want us to have the opportunity to talk about that. But it won't be today. So tell them how to get in touch with you. We have so enjoyed having you as a guest here at the Dr. James J.C. Cooley Show. It's your life. But not only is it your life, it's your legacy, and your children are your legacy. They are a reflection on the values that you instill in them. And so if something is off and something is broken, you have to have that conversation, because sometimes they're mad at you and you don't know why they're mad at you.
Or they
Ending
just
up,
miss
we
you.
have 1 minute. What would you say, just to sum up your parenting philosophy and encourage a child that may be struggling?
Your children love you and they want to spend as much time with you as possible. Your job as a parent is to do two things: help them find their God given gift and return them back to God. That's your job. God gave them to you. They have a gift. Send them on their way and return them back to God. And love your babies. I have real conversations.
Amen. Well, that's it. That's all the time we have. It's your life with Dr. James J.C. Cooley. I'm Dr. Renee Street Top. And if you'd like to be a sponsor, contact us. We are looking for sponsors. And listen, remember, as His Royal Highness always says, dream big, think big, be big, and do big things. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Doctor.